Am I the asshole for telling my sister she can't move into my house even though she's going through a rough time? Okay, so let me start with a little context, because otherwise this is going to sound harsher than it actually is. I, 32F, bought my first house 2 years ago. It's not huge, it's a small, 2-bedroom place in the suburbs with a little yard and an unfinished basement. I was super proud of myself for saving up and finally getting out of the rental cycle. I've been working as a nurse for almost 10 years, and buying a house was honestly a big dream of mine. It's not fancy, but it's mine, and I've been slowly fixing it up. My sister, 29F, and I have always had kind of a rocky relationship. She's the free spirit type, lots of moving around, short-term jobs, boyfriends that come and go, etc. I'm more structured, I like routines, I've always been the responsible one in the family. I don't resent her for being different, but it has definitely caused tension. Growing up, I was usually the one who helped with bills when things were tight, while she kind of coasted. That dynamic followed us into adulthood. Our parents still sometimes ask me for small loans, which are never repaid, and my sister has borrowed money from me more times than I can count. Anyway, fast forward to a few months ago. My sister broke up with her boyfriend of 2 years. She had been living with him in his apartment, but apparently the breakup was messy and he told her to get out within a week. She called me crying, saying she had nowhere to go. Our parents live about an hour away, but they downsized recently and literally don't have space for her. She has friends, but I guess none that could take her in long term. So she asked if she could move in with me just for a few months until she got back on her feet. Now, here's the problem. I really value my space. My home is my safe place. I live alone and I like it that way. I also work long shifts, sometimes nights, and when I'm home I just want peace. Having someone else around, even family, feels overwhelming to me. On top of that, my sister has a history of being messy, unreliable with money, and overstaying her welcome. I immediately felt anxious at the thought of her moving in. So I told her I didn't think it was a good idea. I offered to help her with the first month's rent if she could find a room to sublet, or to help her move back with our parents for a bit, or even to co-sign on a short-term rental if she needed it. But she got really upset and said I was being selfish. She said, "You have a whole house to yourself, and I'm literally about to be homeless. You can't even give me a spare room for a few months?" She started crying again and said I was basically abandoning her when she needed me most. That guilt hit me hard. I don't want her to be homeless. But I also know from experience that if she moved in, it would not be a few months. It would be indefinite, and I'd probably be stuck supporting her again. I told her as gently as I could that I couldn't live with her, and she accused me of valuing my stuff over family. Since then, my parents have gotten involved. They called me and said I should do the right thing and let her stay. They keep reminding me that family comes first, and that if the roles were reversed, my sister would take me in. Which, honestly, I doubt. I can't imagine her giving up her lifestyle to accommodate me. I feel like I'm being backed into a corner here. On one hand, I don't want to be cruel, and I know she's in a vulnerable spot. On the other, I don't think I should sacrifice my mental health and peace of mind just because she hasn't been responsible. I've worked so hard to build a stable life, and it feels like every time I try to set a boundary, my family pushes against it. To add a little more detail, she doesn't have much savings, her job is a part-time barista gig, and she's got some credit card debt. I know she's stressed and scared, but she's also not doing much to change her patterns. Like, instead of looking for more stable work, she's been applying for dream jobs that probably won't hire her. She's also talking about taking a road trip to clear her head even though she's broke. Meanwhile, I've had to say no to some of my own wants in order to stay financially stable. I skipped vacations, I drive an old car, I meal prep instead of eating out all the time. It frustrates me that I'm expected to swoop in and save her when she hasn't been making responsible choices. My friends are kind of split. A couple of them said, "She's family, just let her crash for a bit, it won't kill you." Others said, "Absolutely not, protect your peace, she'll never leave if you let her in." I keep going back and forth. Am I really being selfish? Should I just bite the bullet and let her stay, even though I know it'll be stressful? Or am I right to hold my boundary, even if it means she struggles? I guess the part that makes me feel worst is that homeless word. Like, what if she really doesn't find a place? What if she ends up sleeping in her car? Could I live with myself if that happened, knowing I had a spare room? But then again, if I let her in and she stays for a year, resenting me the whole time, Isn't that also a recipe for disaster? So yeah. That's where I'm at. AITA for not letting my sister move in with me even though she's in a rough spot?